Okay, so today we're going to be looking at access and accommodation on two different vehicles. So this is a Ford Transit. The other vehicle we're going to be looking at is a Fiat Ducato. Now, what we're interested in today is understanding step dimensions and internal dimensions and the way that we accommodate passengers in both. Let's take a look. First of all, I wanted to show you this one. This is a Ford Transit minibus. This is partway through conversion, so that's why there's trims missing. But this is a typical entrance. This is how it comes out to the Ford factory if you order a Ford factory minibus. And what they've done here is added a step to the underside of the vehicle, which deploys when you open the door. Now, what this provides you is 1, 2, 3 steps into the vehicle. Now, for able-bodied passengers, these steps are no problem at all. The Ford factory minibus is one of the most popular minibuses in the UK. But this first step is 13 inches. Okay, so here we are with another Ford Transit, and this has our added step. This is actually a piece of equipment by a company called Staco, but we use this to improve the access on a rear-wheel drive Ford Transit, which this is, and the other vehicle that I just showed you was. Now, this provides you with a first step to here from the ground of 9 inches, and then it goes 6 3/4, 6 1/2, and 5 1/2 to finish to get into the vehicle. In addition to the step, we've added handrails. Now, this handrail is linked to the step to help you stow and deploy. And then this handrail on the other side is separate from the step, but it provides a handrail on either side of the entrance to allow people to help themselves into the vehicle. Okay, so here we are with the Fiat Ducato. Now, this is our in-house step made by Minibus Options. We actually cut into the bodywork and fit a pan and a step, and this provides this entrance. Now, the Fiat Ducato is front-wheel drive, so the body is already lower to the ground, whereas on the Ford, the body is slightly higher because it's got the running gear underneath the vehicle. Now, the first step on this one is 8 1/4 inches, and it's 7 inches, 7 inches. So 3 steps onto the vehicle rather than 4 on the Ford Transit with this Staco step. In addition, we've fitted handrails, but these are separate to the step and work independently. So on the side of the vehicle, we've obviously fitted a step for walk-on passengers. Now at the rear, we normally fit a tail lift. Some vehicles can have a ramp, but in the two vehicles in question, we're talking about a tail lift. Now I'm stood on the tail lift platform at the moment, and I've got to walk through the rear of this vehicle. I can do so without hitting my head on there. I have to duck a little bit, but we can see how that compares on the Transit. Okay, so here we are on the tail lift platform of the Transit. As you can see, the rear aperture height is lower than on the Ducato. So if I'm going to walk through this entrance, I am going to bend over slightly as I go through the door. One of the things to note with this type of step is that when you stow it into the vehicle, it does sit on top of the floor. So when we stow it all the way, close the door, but the step is not designed to be stepped over. So any driver or passenger assistant has to deploy this every single time. The benefit of this type of step is that when it is stowed away, it falls flush with the floor. So there is you can step over that. Now, as an able-bodied person, you could step up and step out of the vehicle, but that's still quite a step up. So I think most risk assessments of any organisation would suggest that even though it sits flush with the floor, that you should deploy it. You don't want any drivers or passenger assistants or any passengers attempting to get out of this. If a passenger follows a driver out of the vehicle, they're going to find that there's quite a big step there. Okay, so here we are back on the Fiat Ducato. Now, on the majority of minibuses, operators want to have as many seats as they can in the rear of the vehicle, and that's fine. When you are carrying wheelchairs, what it means is you need the flexibility to make space for a wheelchair. So on the majority of vehicles that are produced like this in the UK, in order to do that, you need to remove seats. So on this bus, you need to remove 4 of these seats on this side in order to accommodate 1 wheelchair. Obviously, you need to take the seats off the vehicle and store them whilst that's being done. Obviously, it requires a little bit of time to do that. Okay, and now back to the Transit. So on this vehicle, the operator has already removed the seats required to make space for a wheelchair. So the position of the wheelchair, is determined by the tracks that are on the floor. Now, in a lot of these vehicles, we provide additional tracks so that different wheelchairs of different widths and lengths can be accommodated. Okay, so just to conclude, this isn't a video about one vehicle being better than another or one type of step or lift being better than another. What it is just showing two different vehicle types and their attributes. Now, I can tell you, 5 different reasons why a Transit is better than a Fiat Ducato, and probably vice versa. But that's not what this is about. What it boils down to is what is suitable for the customer, what is suitable for the operator of the vehicle, the driver, the passengers. All of those need to be taken into account. And when somebody selects a base vehicle, we shape a conversion around the base vehicle to try and address as many of the features that a customer requires.